What kind of father drives his own daughter 5 miles through the desert until she runs for her life? The blood-red sunset stretched across Dry Creek like a warning as Emma Evans stumbled into town, her cheek bruised and her cotton dress torn at the hem. Dust clung to her skin. Fear clung to her bones. She had been walking for hours across the Arizona territory, praying her father wouldn't catch up before she reached help. The Silver Dollar Saloon glowed at the end of the street, like the only safe place left in the world. She had never stepped foot inside a saloon before. Good girls didn't. But tonight she was not thinking about rules. She was thinking about survival. Emma pushed through the doors. Smoke and whiskey fumes hit her at once. Piano notes danced above the loud talk of cowboys, gamblers, and drifters. Conversations froze as the men turned to stare at the young woman standing in the doorway, dirt-covered and trembling. Her eyes searched the room until they landed on a tall man sitting at the bar with his back to her. Something about the calmness in his posture made her step closer. "Excuse me," she whispered. The man turned. Emma's breath caught. His eyes were a sharp, piercing blue. His face was rugged from sun and wind, a faint scar cutting along his jawline. Broad shoulders, quiet strength. A man who looked like trouble for anybody aiming to cause it. He stood slowly, concern crossing his face. "Miss, are you all right?" "I need help," Emma managed. "My father." Her voice broke. The cowboy gestured for a glass of water. Then he guided her to a corner table away from the staring crowd. "Adam Ashworth," he said gently, placing the water in front of her. Emma drank shakily. Adam's eyes never left the bruise on her cheek. "My father's rage never ends," she whispered. Adam's expression changed. His eyes hardened like steel cooling in winter air. "Then he'll answer to me before dawn," he said. Emma flinched. "No, you don't understand. He's Jeremiah Evans. He owns half this county. He has men." "I don't care if he owns half the territory," Adam interrupted. "No man has the right to lay a hand on a woman like that." "Please," she begged, "just somewhere safe for one night. Tomorrow I'll take the stage to Tucson. My aunt lives there." Adam studied her face. "I have a room at the boarding house. You can stay there. I'll sleep in the stable." "I can't let you." "You can," Adam said firmly, "and you will." Before she could respond, the saloon doors banged open. 3 ranch hands stormed in. Emma's blood turned to ice. "That's her," one pointed. "Mr. Evans wants her home." Adam rose so fast his chair nearly fell. In one smooth motion, he stepped in front of Emma. "The lady isn't going anywhere she doesn't want to." The biggest of the ranch hands stepped forward. "This ain't your business, cowboy." "Treating a woman like property makes it my business," Adam said in a low voice. The saloon went silent. Every man in the room knew that tone. It was the sound before guns were drawn. "You don't want this fight," Adam continued. "Walk out. Now." The ranch hands shifted uneasily. Adam's stance was steady, fearless. And before any of them could push further, the saloon owner stepped forward with a shotgun. "Not in my saloon," he growled. "Take it outside if you're set on dying." The ranch hands exchanged looks. Outnumbered, they backed away. "This ain't over," the leader warned. "Mr. Evans will come himself." "I'm counting on it," Adam replied coldly. Once they left, Emma felt her legs shaking. Adam placed a steady hand on her shoulder. "Let's get you to safety." Outside, night had fallen fully. Stars shone across the Arizona sky as Adam walked Emma down the quiet street. People glanced their way. Everyone in Dry Creek knew Jeremiah Evans's temper, but Adam kept moving. At the boarding house, the widowed owner, Mrs. Perkins, frowned at Emma's bruises, but didn't ask questions. "Room's hers," Adam said. "I'll take the stable." Mrs. Perkins nodded and sent up warm water and towels. Adam stood in the doorway of the room. "Lock the door behind me," he told her. Emma touched his sleeve. "Why are you helping me? You don't even know me." Adam's voice softened. "Let's just say I know what a monster looks like in a man's eyes, and I don't let monsters win." Her throat tightened. "Thank you. Get some rest," he said. "I'll be right outside all night." Emma closed the door and locked it. Only when she saw Adam's shadow through the window, sitting on the porch steps, rifle across his knees, did she finally allow herself to cry quietly into her hands. For the first time in years, she felt safe. She fell asleep with Adam watching over her, unaware that her father was already riding toward Dry Creek, with rage burning in his heart. The morning light crept through the thin curtains of the boarding house, warm and quiet. Emma opened her eyes slowly, confused for a moment by the softness of the bed and the safety of the room. Then she remembered the saloon, Adam's voice, the ranch hands, and the long night of fear. A gentle knock sounded at her door. "It's Adam. Are you decent?" Relief washed over her. She opened the door to find him standing there, dust on his boots, shadows under his eyes, but alert and steady. He had clearly been awake all night. "Breakfast is ready," he said, "and I've been asking around. The stage to Tucson leaves at noon." Emma nodded. She felt hopeful for a moment, until Adam added, "Your father's men were seen near the stage office. 4 of them, they're watching for you." Her hope crumbled. "Then I'm trapped," she whispered. "Not necessarily." Adam's voice was calm, but firm. "I know another way," he explained quickly. His ranch lay south of Dry Creek, about 30 miles. If they traveled carefully, they could reach it by nightfall. From there, he could arrange another escort to take her safely to Tucson. It was the only plan that made sense. Emma studied him. "Why would you do all this for me?" Adam hesitated, jaw tightening. "Because no one ever helped my sister, and I'll never let that happen to anyone else again." She didn't know what pain lived behind those words, but she felt the weight of them. After breakfast, Adam gave her a boy's clothes to disguise her identity. She felt ridiculous in the loose shirt and trousers, but when she looked in the mirror, she barely recognized herself. A dusty ranch hand, not a hunted daughter. They slipped behind buildings and through narrow alleys, avoiding the main street. Once they reached the blacksmith's shop, Adam was waiting with 2 saddled horses. "You're doing good," he said quietly. "Stay behind me. Keep your head down." Emma nodded. They rode through town at a calm pace. She kept her shoulders slouched, hat pulled low, heart pounding. Her father's men barely glanced at them. As soon as they cleared the last building, Adam kicked his horse into a faster pace. "We're safe, for now," he said. Hours passed in the saddle. The sun rose higher, turning the land into a shimmering heat. Adam guided them away from main roads and through narrow cattle trails. Every once in a while, he checked behind them. Emma noticed the way he rode, confident, controlled, always aware. A protector in every sense. "How far is your ranch?" she asked. 30 miles, he said, handing her his canteen. "We'll reach it before dark." Quote. They rode again, climbing hills and crossing dry washes. By late afternoon, dark clouds began gathering on the horizon. "A storm's coming," Adam warned. "We need to hurry." When they crested the final ridge, Emma gasped. Below them lay Adam's ranch, a wide spread of land with cattle grazing, a sturdy main house, and outbuildings surrounded by tall cottonwoods. A creek wound through the valley, glittering silver in the fading light. "It's beautiful," she breathed. Adam smiled. "Welcome to the Lazy R." As they rode into the yard, a middle-aged Mexican foreman named Miguel came out to greet them. His friendly smile faded when he noticed Emma's disguise. "We have a guest," Adam said. "Miss Evans needs our help." Miguel nodded immediately. "She has it." Inside, the house was warm and comfortable. Books lined one wall and a fire crackled in the hearth. "My sister visits sometimes," Adam explained. "She insists I live proper." The housekeeper, Rosalinda, appeared and fussed over Emma immediately, ushering her to a small guest room and setting up a hot bath behind a screen. After washing away the dust and fear of the long ride, Emma slipped into a clean dress that belonged to Adam's sister. It hung slightly loose, but she felt more herself. Dinner smelled wonderful, beef stew and fresh bread. Adam stood when she entered. His gaze lingered for a heartbeat too long, as if he was seeing her for the first time without dirt and bruises. "You look better," he said quietly. They ate in the warm glow of the lantern light, the storm outside growing louder. Thunder rolled across the valley. Rain drummed against the roof. Emma told him about finding letters her mother had hidden, letters from her aunt warning that her father was drowning in debt. He had tried to force her into an arranged marriage to settle it. Adam's expression darkened. "Marshall," he said, disgust deep in his voice, "your father would sell you to him. He said a slap was only the beginning if I refused." Adam stared into the fire. Men like him, they only understand one kind of justice. "No," Emma said quickly, "I don't want you fighting him. I don't want anyone hurt. Just get me safely to Tucson." Adam didn't answer for a moment. Then he nodded. "As you wish." They talked for hours while the storm raged. Emma found herself opening up to him in a way she never had before. She asked about his past, and he told her about his sister, about how his father's hidden cruelty had destroyed her, and how he had left Boston behind forever. Emma's heart ached for him. "You help people because no one helped her," she said softly. Adam didn't look at her. "I help people because I have to live with the man I became that night." The storm began to ease. The fire glowed low. Emma's eyelids grew heavy. "You should rest," Adam said gently. "We have a long day ahead." But just as they stood, Miguel burst into the room, rain dripping from his hat. "Riders," he said urgently, "coming fast, from Dry Creek." Emma's stomach dropped. "How many?" Adam asked. "4 men, maybe more. They'll be here in minutes." Adam turned to Emma, voice steady. "We're going to hide you. Come with me." Quote, Rosalinda had already opened the trapdoor to a root cellar hidden beneath the kitchen floor. She had placed blankets and water inside. Emma's hands shook as Adam helped her descend. "Stay quiet," he said, "no matter what you hear." Their hands clasped briefly, warm, strong, grounding. "I'll handle this," Adam promised. "Trust me." The trapdoor closed, leaving Emma in dim lamplight, heart pounding as heavy boots and angry voices approached above her. Every moment stretched like a lifetime. Would Adam keep her safe? Would her father's men find her? Would guns be drawn? Then, after what felt like forever, the trapdoor opened. Adam looked down at her, relief in his eyes. "They're gone," he said, "for now." He reached down and helped her up, his hands steadying her waist as her legs trembled. But before she could speak, Adam said in a low voice, "We're running out of time, Emma. Your father's coming, and he won't stop until he finds you." The warning in Adam's voice settled deep in Emma's chest. Her father was coming, the man she had feared her whole life, the man whose temper had shaped every moment since her mother died, was closing in. Adam guided her to a chair, steadying her trembling hands with his own. "We leave at dawn," he said. "Miguel knows a trail through the mountains that your father's men won't expect." Emma nodded, trying to gather herself. "How much danger are we in?" Adam held her gaze. "Enough that we can't stay here another day, but I'll get you to Tucson. I promise." The hours until morning passed slowly. Emma slept little, her thoughts racing. When the first pale light touched the sky, Adam was already prepared. Horses saddled, supplies packed, his jaw set in the quiet determination she had come to trust. Miguel joined them at the edge of the yard, tightening the cinch on his saddle. "We move fast," he said. "No stops in town, no open roads." Emma mounted carefully, her body aching from the previous days of riding. Adam rode beside her as they left the ranch, their shadows long on the ground behind them. They traveled hard all morning. The sun rose strong, the land turning gold and sharp around them. The trail grew narrow, weaving between boulders and across dry stream beds. Emma did her best to keep pace, knowing every mile mattered. Around midday, they stopped to rest the horses under a cluster of tall pines. Emma leaned against a rock, breathing hard. "You holding up?" Adam asked. She nodded. "As long as we keep moving." Miguel checked the horizon. "We're being followed." Emma's heart lurched. Adam's hand went to his revolver. "How close?" "Far enough," Miguel said, "but they're gaining." There was no time to lose. They mounted again, pushing into rougher terrain. The trail wound upward, rocky and steep. Emma's horse stumbled once, and Adam moved beside her, steadying the reins. "You're doing fine," he said. "Just stay with me." Hours later, the sky darkened suddenly. Thick clouds rolled in, swallowing the sun. "Storm's coming," Miguel warned. "We need shelter." Rain began as a whisper and turned into a roar. Water poured down the mountainside, turning the path slick. Lightning cracked across the sky, lighting their way only briefly before plunging them back into shadows. "There!" Miguel shouted, pointing toward a dark opening in the rocks. "Cave!" They hurried inside just as thunder cracked directly overhead. The cave was deep and dry, offering shelter from the storm raging outside. Miguel quickly built a small fire. Emma sank down beside it, soaked and shivering. Adam knelt beside her, rubbing warmth back into her arms. "You're safe," he said softly. "For now," she whispered. The storm raged for hours. As the rain drummed against the rocks, Emma drifted into a restless sleep. She awoke to Miguel's whisper. "Riders." Up the trail. Fear surged through her. Adam's hand rested on his gun. "How many?" he asked. "Maybe 6, Miguel answered. "They're moving fast." Adam scanned the darkness outside the cave. "We can't stay here. We move." They saddled the horses quickly, Miguel leading them toward a narrow hunting path that climbed steeply toward a ridge. The trail was nearly invisible, twisting sharply through brush and loose rock. Emma followed close behind Adam, every step a fight against fear and exhaustion. The sounds of pursuit grew louder, men shouting, horses pushing hard. "Almost there," Adam called softly. Then Emma's foot slipped. Pain shot up her ankle. She gasped and dropped to one knee. Adam reached her instantly. "You're hurt." "I can walk," she whispered, trying to stand, but her ankle collapsed beneath her. The shouts drew nearer. "No time," Adam said, lifting her into his arms before she could protest. Emma clung to him, her heart pounding against his chest. He climbed with her held tight, rainwater dripping from his hair, his breath steady despite the steep trail. Miguel pushed ahead, guiding them toward a small plateau. When they reached the top, Emma felt the cool air open around them. A natural spring glimmered in the moonlight. Clear water spring. Miguel scanned the area. No sign of Pablo yet. Adam set Emma gently on a rock, kneeling to check her ankle. "Just a sprain. You'll be all right." His hands were warm, steady. When he looked up, their faces were inches apart. For a moment, they didn't speak. For a moment, the world felt still. Then, a distant whistle broke the silence. A rider approached slowly from the south. Pablo. Relief washed over Emma so strong she nearly sobbed. Pablo tipped his hat. "Señorita, I've come to take you to your aunt." Miguel and Adam helped her onto Pablo's spare horse. The moment felt too sudden, too sharp. Emma's throat tightened. Adam stood beside her stirrup, his hand resting on her knee. "You'll be safe now," he said quietly. "Your aunt will take good care of you." Emma's heart twisted. "What about you?" Adam swallowed hard. "I'll be fine." She felt the ache behind those words, the unspoken truth. The bond that had grown between them was real, but their lives were pulling in different directions. Pablo tugged the reins gently. "We must go." Emma leaned down, cupping Adam's face in her hands. His breath caught. She kissed him. Not a goodbye kiss, a promise. "Thank you, Adam," she whispered against his lips, "for saving my life." He stepped back as Pablo turned the horse away. Emma stared at Adam until he disappeared behind the trees. Her tears dried in the cool night air as she rode toward safety and a new life. But her heart stayed behind in the mountains with the cowboy who had risked everything for her.